Hey y'all, we're going to go ahead and make Grandmom's onion pie. So what you need is a pound of Italian sausage. Okay, and this is what I'm using. So we're going to go ahead and fry this up. And once this is all fried, we're going to put this to the side. And we're going to put a little bit of butter and bacon grease in here. And we're going to go ahead and soften some onions. Alright y'all, so you can either make this with or without the sausage. We're going to make it with the sausage. Grandma will make it for a side as a side dish if you're just using the onions. And you can make it a full meal if you add the sausage to it. So that's completely up to you. Whether you want to add the sausage or just leave it the plain onions. And so instead, if you want to just do it the plain onion pie, just go ahead and you'll leave out this whole entire step of browning your sausage. You just won't add it, but you'll add everything else exactly the same. So this is all fried up. I'm going to go ahead and put this into the pan and put it to the side. Alright y'all, so I got it in a bowl. You want to keep your pan because we're going to go ahead and we're going to get our onions all softened. So in the meantime, we're going to get ready to make our crust. Alright y'all, so I got 2 sleeves of Clubhouse crackers in here. You can use saltines, you can use chicken and a biscuit crackers, whatever kind of crackers you want to use. You need about 2½ cups of the crackers. And this is 1/3 cup of butter. We're going to throw in here. And we're going to toss this around because we're going to make a crust with this. Now, if you do not want to do this, you can just use a regular pie crust. And that will work just fine too. But we're going to do it the way the recipe says. And we're going to mix this together so everything holds its shape. You may need a little bit more butter. Alright y'all, I'm going to take another 1/2 stick of butter and I'm going to put it in there because it still seems a little bit dry to me. Alright, so I have 1/3 cup of melted butter in there and now I'm adding 1/2 stick of melted butter in there. Again, it's all on the feel. There wasn't exact measurements on the butter, so this should be enough. Okay, so just go ahead and mix it together. And you want to go ahead and spray yourself a pie pan. Alright y'all, so let's go ahead. I went ahead and sprayed that. We're going to dump these crumbs in here. And we are going to make a crust for these onions. And you want to make sure you get it all up the sides. Okay, so you just want to go ahead and you want to press down and then press up the sides. Alright y'all, so I went ahead and made the crust. Now we're going to add some butter and some bacon grease to our pan with 3 to 4 large onions. If you're not using the sausage, go ahead and do the 4 onions. If you are using the sausage, use about 3. Alright y'all, so I have 3 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of bacon grease. We're going to go ahead, turn this on, get this melted, and then I'm going to add my 3 onions to the pan, and we're going to sweat those down until they're softened. Alright y'all, let's go ahead and add our onions in there. And this is 3 large Vidalia onions. And you want to cut them into like moons and sliver them so they all get evenly cooked. Alright, so let's go ahead and get those in the butter and the bacon grease. And we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper and some hot sauce. So let's go ahead and add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And we are going to add 1/2 teaspoon of hot sauce. I'm using the swamp juice from Big Al's Swamp Company. They have a lot of different seasonings. and stuff like that. I'll put a link below if you want to purchase those. It's not very hot. It's got really, really good flavors to it. This is the Alabama swamp juice. They also have a Louisiana swamp juice. Okay, so you want to go ahead and give this a stir and continue to wilt your onions down. Alright, y'all, while I got my onions over here sweating down, you're going to need 3/4 of a cup of milk and 2 eggs. Okay, so we're going to put these together. And you want to get all your eggs out of there. And we are going to use, this is going to be like a binder. So I'm going to go ahead and add it in with our sausage. And once our onions are done, we're going to put it all together. And we're also going to put some cheese and some parsley on the top of our pie once we get everything put inside of our pie crust. So I'm going to go ahead and just toss this together. And as soon as our onions are done, we're going to add it to this as well. Alright, y'all, so while these are still cooking down, we ain't got much longer. And we'll get these out of here, but then you want them to let them sit for about 5 minutes before you add it in with your eggs so you don't end up with scrambled eggs. Alright, so I also want to let everybody know I have a limited amount of cookbooks that are left. If anybody's interested in those, go ahead and get yourself a copy. I'll put a link above and below in the comments for those of you who want those. And I will also put the link in for the hot sauce and the seasonings that we use. They also have that chili packet that we made with that chili. That is absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love it. So I will put that also in there for those of you who want to get yourself some of that. And I know a few of you already have written me and told me that you placed your order, and I appreciate that so much. Alright, y'all, so these are softened. We're going to go ahead and turn the heat off. I'm going to put it on the back burner, and I'm going to let this cool down for a few minutes before we add everything and put it into our pie shell. And we're going to top it with 1 cup of cheddar cheese and a little bit of parsley. And we're going to bake this at 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our onions into our sausage and mix that all together and put it in our pie shell. Alright, y'all, so we're going to go ahead and get 1 cup of cheddar cheese and get it on the top. Alright, so let's put some cheddar on the top. And I got about a cup left in there, so go ahead and sprinkle that around. Then we're going to get some parsley and put a little shake on the top. It says about a 1/2 teaspoon, so we're going to put a 1/2 teaspoon of parsley on the top. Alright, so let's go ahead and shake some parsley on the top. And let's go ahead and bake this 350 for 40 minutes. So I'll see you back here in 40 minutes. Alright, y'all, it's all done. Pull it up close so you can see it. Okay. And I went ahead and I cut a piece. Okay, so it's been in there for 40 minutes. This is what we're going to have for dinner. Give this a try. Let us know how you like it. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please reach out to us and have a wonderful night.